Give you credit for keeping it on the bridge.
Well, Brandon gets ready, taking forever. I'm going to do a quick little intro here. Today is the day where he's going to put his ridiculously high-priced crawlers against my $100 junk.
Good to go. All right, everybody. So the day has come. Welcome to No Control, and we're going to crank on these Scx24s that we've all built. We got Alex's stock with just $100 on it. I got my Amazon build that was right around, I think, $400, and then I got my Mofo chassis low center of gravity build with the cool body I put on it that came in at just under $6. So we'll get into a few specs in a little bit, but right now we're going to throw them all head to head and see, is it worth spending the extra money or not? Hard.
That cone's already down, it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me see. Turn it up a third degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock, electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take a new song. You cannot save me, 'cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing. All here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me. I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who won't have none.
just gave me just that little extra over that one rig.
All right. Well, we ran our SCX24s head to head. I ended up with 2 trucks because, well, I pulled one off the shelf that I almost forgot that I had, and I remembered it crawled really well. So we'll go to this one first. This one I have just $100 in parts on. I will say needs a servo. It needs a servo big time. So I'll probably do that. And while I'm at it, I'll add the overdrive gear to the front because what the heck, at that point, I'm already over the $100 mark, so I might as well make it perform as best as I can. But this truck, for the $100, I have really no complaints. Now this one is completely stock factory, but it does have 4-wheel steer from the factory, and on a tight course like this one, that can be almost like a cheat code. It performs really well. It does more than you think it would do, and I will say, these are, I think, under $150 right now. So if you are just getting into crawling and you're not great at it, this is a fantastic platform to start with. I will say it does need some weight down low if you actually want to make it really perform. And honestly, I'll probably buy some of the things in that one, put them in this one, maybe upgrade the front and rear servos, and see how well I can actually make this thing perform overall. But I'm super happy with the way this one went, and like no complaints. Other than I lost to Brandon. So he can talk about his 2 trucks now.
Yeah, so I'll touch on mine. But, I mean, I do also got to say, this rig for the price is truly hard to beat. It took me $600 RC car to really make this thing look foolish. We're not going to talk about that. So let me talk about, so my 2, these are the 2 I built. Here's my Amazon build. I built everything solely off Amazon with the exception of the Spectrum setup that I put in it. And performance-wise, I will say, flex and handling and everything that this did was actually I was pretty relatively impressed with it. It actually handled the course pretty well. I have the servo up that I upgraded with it was strong enough to really help. The only issue I really had was all the way, turning it hard all the way right, I got something binding. Arguably, I probably need to go in and limit my servo and that will solve it, but once it binds, it torques the whole chassis up and it stops moving. So I actually thought I had a glitch in the whole ESC. To come to find out, it's actually mechanical and something that I can probably fix. So I'm going to fix that and rerun it. But it was still pricey. This one came in around $4, but still really cool. But I want to go over this guy. So this is my low center of gravity Mofo that I built. It's got the stellar transmission with the Komodo motor in it, and that setup is actually killer. Super love it. The Mias axles in it, and I have it. It's actually, you underdrive the rear in this, so it's overdriven in the front. And I believe it was 16 or 20% overdrive in the front is what it equates to, which really did, I think, help this. Between that and the longer wheelbase, really made this thing perform. So this was a total killer setup for the day. I'm super glad that I spent 7 times the amount of money Alex has in his cheap rig to beat him. But that thing, it looks super cool. So there's something to be said for looking cool.
Yeah, how'd Brandon do on the body? Put it in the comments below. It was his first try at that style.
Yeah, I'll have a little thing on this cartoon aspect. It's my first go around. A little bit of a learning curve, but a little bit of practice. And I am nowhere near a professional, and I thought that was crap once I started doing it. But once you get the color on it, it really starts coming alive, and you're going to love it. So that's really all I got to say about my rigs. You got to add anything?
Right. Well, we need to swap these around because going the easy way on the course, this rig came in right at 51 seconds. Super impressive. This came in at a minute 23. I think a minute 24 with Brandon driving it, so it's really consistent.
Mm-hmm.
This one came out in 2 minutes and 12 seconds, which, I mean, for what it is, not bad, but the steering servo really limited. Yeah, you had to readjust a lot to get around obstacles. And this one, well, it had the binding issue, but it came in dead last. Not by much. I think 5 seconds slower than this one, but if he figures that out, this will definitely beat this, but he hadn't figured it out yet. So I'm going to take the win with this one and the loss with this one. But my loss comes at $140-something compared to Brandon's, I don't know, I think it's $500 billion.
It's content, baby. I suppose you gotta, if you're gonna look cool, you gotta spend some money. I mean, like my old man always used to say, if you're not gonna be fast, you gotta look fast, and this is both. So,
all right. Well, I'm gonna put some money into this one, and then we can redo it. I'll get some weight in this, some updated servos, and then we'll go back head to head. Now, when we flip the course around, I will say this is the only truck that made it up the waterfall with the water running. It's super tough to get up. And this it couldn't do it. It didn't have the low end weight to pull itself up. We could fix that. But, you know, it is what it is. So like always, please like and subscribe. We really appreciate you guys watching. We're growing fast. You know, this was our little crawler thing. We're really new into this whole miniature crawler thing, and we're just learning as we go. I mean, if you have tips on how to help me beat him, but not spend $1 trillion or $500 billion, put them down below. I'm willing to listen, and I'm willing to try stuff.
600 is not $1 trillion.
600 trillion? That's a lot.
Anyway, you heard them. Give us some feedback. Help us out. We'll catch you guys next time.